Welcome to Shorty Supercoach. Just a quick one today, guys. As the title suggests, got to cover my first AFL game on the weekend. Obviously, working in Ballarat at the local paper. The Western Bulldogs hosted Gold Coast at Mars Stadium, so that gave me an opportunity to cover the game. So, yeah, I just wanted to, put a few photos up and just, as you'll see, sort of ticking through on the screen, just a couple of photos from the day. And on the end of it, I'll attach just a couple of questions I asked in the Luke Beveridge press conference, which was, super cool, awesome day. Just wanted to sort of put it out there because, it was really, one of the highlights of, I guess, my media career so far, really. I mean, to get a chance to cover a game at the top level, after covering a lot of local footy, TAC Cup, VFL, you always want to cover that top level. It's only for the one game. We've only got 2 this year, but to get a taste of it was just awesome. Straight up, you get the media box, you walk in, I've got the elevator up to the media box. Brad Johnson opens the door for me, just sort of lets me through with Alistair Lynch. At that point, I'm thinking, gee whiz, I'm rolling with the big boys. I was sort of, a bit starstruck, to be fair. I walk into the media box, sit next to Sam Landsberger, and was like, hey, mate, how's it going? Just having a bit of a chat. And he was really good too, really nice guy. Gave me the time of day and was really helpful throughout the day, so that was great. Peter Ryan was in there, a couple other media people, Ben Collins from the AFL website. So, yeah, awesome experience. Go have a bit of lunch at half time. They bring a few pies and things up. Bit of a chat to Liam Pickering, walk past Murray and stuff like that. I'm name dropping like crazy, but I was, a bit starstruck and it was sort of nice in a way. I was sort of like, wow, gee whiz, this is, you're really doing okay to be sort of covering a game that these guys are covering and working at. So I was really chuffed and really proud as well, I suppose, to be doing that. And then afterwards, of course, it was great to get an insight to the press conference. That was the highlight. That was awesome. Got in the press conference. Stuart Dew was first. Didn't really have too many relevant questions to ask Dewey. And then Bevo came in, obviously, the Ballarat angle, and we're about 8-9 minutes in, and I'm thinking, geez, I'm nervous as hell. I'm thinking, God, I need to ask a question. Come on, Shorty, what do you got? What do you, And I'm thinking, God, I hope, because how they sometimes round it up, thanks, guys, cheers. And then he'd be off. I'm thinking, I'm going to be kicking myself, don't get a question in here. And, there's a lot of I'm sitting next to journos that I read and watch, it's intimidating, absolutely. And so I managed to get a couple of questions in there, which, really pleasing. I was glad I didn't fumble my way through it, and Bevo gave me the time of day, which is great, as you'd expect. But even little things throughout the press conference before I even asked a question, he just, gave you eye contact as you were listening and looked at every journo and spoke to every journo. Not all coaches do that, I mean, Stuart Dew didn't. Maybe that was just because he had a loss. Maybe he was keen to get going back on the plane. But, just a nice respect for everyone who's in that presser, not just the guys that he knows or the big names. So that, that's a bit of an insight to Beveridge, I think. So I was really pleased with that, and that was great. Awesome day. Then went out, was getting a cab, and I just saw David Swallow in the car park. I was thinking, what's going on here? I thought he'd be on the bus with the boys. I thought, I may as well say g'day. At this point, I'm sort of floating on air. I'm relatively pleased with how the day's going. I'm feeling fairly high at this point in time. So I said, g'day, Dave, and we had a bit of a chat. I just said where I was from, and he's probably thinking I'm going to ask him for an interview, but it's really nice. As a media guy, it's nice to talk to players and not be throwing a microphone or interviewing them, because I think often they sort of expect you to just hurl a question at them. But it was nice to just actually have a chat. He was staying down for the weekend, hence he was making his way back a different way other than the bus with the boys. So just had a 5-minute chat about the game and how the team was going and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then just got back into it and had a night writing up about AFL, which was what I'd always wanted to do. So I just wanted to share that one with you guys. Obviously somewhat self-indulgent, but I was really excited, still pretty excited about it, really pleased and proud to do it. So I just wanted to, I thought it'd be nice to sort of have out there, and a few people might be interested, and also just for a bit of a record as well, something that I can sort of look back on with a few photos and a reference point to what was, hopefully my first of a few AFL games I can cover down the track. So hopefully you enjoy a little bit of audio after this one, and I'll talk to you soon about a bit of Supercoach. Cheers.
So how that looks in round 22 compared to now, I obviously couldn't tell you. The configuration and composition of it in regards to tools and smalls, again, I'm not sure. But even Tim isn't a recognised, Tim English isn't a recognised forward, but he had a big impact in that last quarter. So as long as they know what we want from them and they are prepared to go out and execute, then we'll be okay. But it's a work in progress.
A lot of talk about making Ballarat the second home. Are you starting to feel that, whether it's getting to know the conditions of the ground or even the crowd noise? Are you starting to feel like you're developing in terms of getting a genuine home ground advantage?
Oh, we know we've got a lot of support in Ballarat and around the peripheral sort of regional area. It's a difficult one. The scheduling of today's game competes with the local leagues, so there's a lot of players playing, for their own clubs, and a lot of families who are watching, their boys, and they're at their own local clubs. But I think we had a pretty good following. Lots of Bulldogs people came to Ballarat from Melbourne, and as I said, a lot of Ballarat people were here. So we feel the love, absolutely, and it's a great initiative that Pete got off the ground a while back. And it's a bit like an interstate game for us, or it's a bit like playing at Geelong, I suppose, where you've got to go the night before to make sure that you get there on time, and because the risk of players being in the car for 2.5, 3 hours if there's a traffic jam or with all the roadworks, it's not going to help them play good footy. So it's good because our interstate record hasn't been flash either, so it's always a positive experience if you can win away from home as far away as Ballarat, even though it's our home game now. When you consider that compared to Gold Coast plight, having to come from the Gold Coast and play in Ballarat, we're a bit more fortunate, aren't we? Yeah. But we're definitely feeling the love and we're enjoying it. An extra amount of respect just in one outing, and 3 and 4 at the moment, and obviously we set our sights on Brisbane, and if we can square it up, it'll be a good result, and it'll give us a little bit of momentum into the week after. Yeah.
How's Roughhead tracking? Is he still a few weeks away? And how did you assess the ruck battle? Obviously the hit-outs were one-sided, but you had a really good effort in the clearances, stoppage-wise.
Yeah, well, I should have mentioned Josh Dunkley. I felt like when we asked him to go and play ruck after Tim we wanted to play Boydie a bit more forward, in that third quarter. We felt Josh Dunkley, his influence around the footy and the uncertainty around what was going on in the rucks, the game swung in our favour a bit. So that was fantastic for Dunks to be able to do that. He started to surge the ball a bit and compete really hard. So we didn't have a great day in there, which was too dominant. And so, we'll need to consider that this week. We can't give up that advantage like we did today. We've been challenged there, but thought we were really compromised there in probably the first 2 and a bit quarters. So we went with something a little bit more obscure that ended up working for us.
Because the numbers were really good in terms of clearance. I mean, they don't always add up hit-outs to clearances, but obviously... Yeah, I thought
our mids made a good adjustment. And Ruffy's not playing at all this week. He's got a slight hamstring, so... Jackson Trengove and Tommy Campbell will play tonight. So hopefully they have good games and we'll work out what we do next week.
Thanks.